All right, sir. First and foremost, I want to thank you. I appreciate you sitting down doing this street interview with me. As I told you, I love giving people who don't necessarily have a voice. And, I don't know you, so we're going to start from the beginning, okay? What is your name, age, and current living situation?
My name's Charlie Curtis, and I'm 60 years old. And my current living situation is I'm out of a place to stay right now.
Okay, that's a unique way of saying it. Yeah. Displaced is something I like to say. Can you tell me a little about your journey and what was life like prior to you being out here on the streets?
Well, life was totally different because I had a bank account. I had worked all my life. I had made some investments, but someone was able to take the money out of my bank account. It was through a relative, and well, not a relative, but someone who said they were a relative who had my information.
Yeah.
And then I do think there was a relative that was there about like a stepmom, and they even got cleaned out my bank account. Said I was deceased. I guess they had a fake death certificate or something, and they were able to clean out. They had my false signatures on there and stuff, and they were able to clean out all my money that I had saved. They cashed in my investments. They told people I was dead, even with my investment situations.
Awful.
And so that left me without anything in the bank. And then, but when I did have something in the bank, I had prepared, for myself. I wasn't just nonchalant and not caring. I planned for the future, and I worked hard on and everything. I worked hard to earn that money, and so then then they went and impostered me, and I went to get a food stamp card, and then I needed welfare. Really, at that time I had developed a hernia. And then this is when I found all this stuff out, and I mean, you had to draw some. I wasn't able to work, and they had to draw some money out of the bank, and I found out my bank account was empty. I went to apply for a food card, and some assistance for helping me with my operation. I needed an operation, and found out that somebody was they're all the same people applied for a food card, and they had already messed that over.
Yeah, and that's horrible.
So they had drove that into the ground to the point that then they did a fake death certificate on me.
Wow.
So that was already, I can't get a food card or anything right now. I can't get help or anything.
Imagine people being so callous, man.
Yeah, they really don't care at all about how bad they hurt someone.
Yeah, that's awful, buddy. Now, when I seen you right now, you said that you were finding something out of the trash.
I was looking for something to eat out of the trash.
Yeah, that's horrible, man. I'm so sorry about that.
I asked for work to do.
Yeah.
And I made my hernia worse because I took the work that I could get to earn some money, But I do have a hernia. I need an operation, but that's what I have to resort to if I can't get any work. Of
course, yeah. We're at the end of the day, we are animals. So when the mind and body and soul gets to the point where we're so hungry, you're gonna do whatever you have to do to survive. Survival instincts kick in at that point is what I believe. That's awful though that you would have to go through that, man. And I empathize with you wholeheartedly. What's been the hardest part of being homeless for you, man?
Mostly, probably different from others. Mostly the fact that I wouldn't be homeless if I hadn't been for thieves and liars. Because I wouldn't be homeless.
Yeah, you were a productive citizen, man.
And I even worked on a program where I could always build my own house if I needed to. I worked on a program that it was in Tempe. It was years and years ago. But where they had a situation where people came out here, they wanted more people to come out here in those days.
Yeah.
And so they came out here, and if they built a house on the pioneer level with the kind of tools they had, the way they built that house, they got a house to live in. And then I helped those people to build every single one of those houses they did on that program.
Wow.
And so I know how to build a house, and I wouldn't, if I had the means, I wouldn't really be you know,
Yeah, you would
I
be
wouldn't
in
really
a, yeah.
I would be able to not be homeless, but they just have me in such a situation
Yeah,
that
that's horrible, man.
there's no way to go on it. You know?
Did you say how old you were? If you didn't
60.
mind? Okay, 60. Okay. What does a typical day on the streets look like for you? Is it rhetorical, almost some of the same, or is it, you know, what is it for you? A typical day.
Could you say that again?
What does a typical day on the streets look like for you?
Okay, I start off with holding a sign and we'll work for food or money.
Okay.
And I try to get work. I go, I ask people again. Mostly I'm just visible on the main streets because I used to go door to door. And even if I saw somebody's lawn that needed to be mowed, and even offered to mow the lawn for a donation, whatever I could get.
Yeah.
But right now, people have used me before. I'll work me to help.
Yeah.
And I've worked for a lot of different people, but it's short times because the people that are extorting are using this doing this extortion really.
Yeah.
Okay, because they have used my name to do other things and all stuff also. So they don't want me doing anything or working for anybody. If I work for somebody, they threaten their life.
Oh wow, that's
and,
awful.
And yeah, I don't. And so then I can't hardly even. The places that I stayed there, I've been there for like a year or 2 years or 3 years, 4 years. They've found out where I'm at, and then they threaten. You know, they found out that I'm doing something for somebody, and they don't want to. They don't really. They don't want me working for anybody.
Yeah, that's
They
horrible,
don't want me
man.
to have anything. They say.
Yeah,
And
they
I don't
just
know what
want you to
they're-
be.
I don't know what they're getting out of. Well, they're trying to use the situation. I guess they have one of them's in trouble for it, and they're trying to use the situation and say that, well, I'm a bum and I did a bunch of bad things and everything,
Yeah.
and so but I didn't do anything to them at all. All my life I went to church and everything.
Terrible, man.
Yeah.
Terrible. Is there a particular experience you've had while homeless that stands out? I'm sure there's probably a few, but could you elaborate on?
Oh, getting beat up.
Really?
Oh yeah, getting
Oh
beat
man,
up.
that's terrible.
Yeah, and they say a few dollars stolen all the time.
Everything gets stolen.
Just
man.
a
That's
few
awful.
dollars I might have it's stolen, even if it's just a few dollars.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah, it's
man.
really rough out here.
That's awful, buddy. You know, I hate that you have to, go through that. As I said earlier, I definitely empathize with you, and I have compassion for what you're going through, and it's terrible. I think there's not enough solutions or things going around for people who are less than or less fortunate. You know what I mean? It's sad. What is the most common reason you see for people ending up homeless out here?
Here,
Yeah.
before it was a lack of employment.
Okay.
They needed more companies here, and I was actually trying one who wasn't employed but tried to help the situation.
Yeah.
And that was 10 years ago. Now, I think it's just that what I see it seems to be is people don't go to school.
People don't go to school. That's a new one. I haven't heard that. Yeah, that's a new one.
They seem to not really.
Yeah, I also hear like SMI, seriously mentally ill.
I
drugs
think
and
a lot of that is the fact that they don't go to school, though.
Yeah.
It seems
Yeah.
like,
I
and
would agree.
I think they're getting categorized as that.
Yeah, I would agree, man. That
Yeah.
makes sense. If you could speak to your younger self, what would you say?
Try to do something about that bank account. Because
Try to do
or if there's any kind of way, stay on top of something. But people who are victims of fraud, it's been around a long time.
Definitely.
So
yes.
what do you do? When somebody makes a death certificate and you have the ability to get the access to the stuff and everything and have it look official, all that someone knows is that it's official, and then even when it wasn't, and then just wreck someone's life, like they take everything going, say they're a
They
family
even take
member.
your soul,
So I don't
bro.
know how I would protect myself in that, but I would try to do something about that, since that's what's really that's what really wrecked me, because I had a lot of money in the bank over the years, you know, and some investments that I had made got regular installments, and I helped out orphans. I actually took in and really helped the orphans all my life,
Wow,
because the
that's
Bible
amazing, man.
says to help orphans and widows, and even old men if they if they're deserving of it, and everything. And so then that's what I try to do. And so I had stuff where I supported out of that bank account. They got regular payments into it, but then the money went out to do things like that.
Man, that's
And
awesome.
so they just went, and the people that cashed it in, they I think they said that they contacted those people and wanted to sell the investment.
Yeah.
You know, get the money. So they got the bank account plus the lump sum of money from selling the investment back to the people. And I would have never done it, because that has continued to help, you know, these ones that I took in to help.
Yeah.
You know,
most definitely. Yeah, that's
there,
awful.
because
but-
I've helped them through their whole life. You know, if they I was a foster dad. If they got adopted, they did. But if they didn't get adopted, they might need help all their life.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's why I had that bank account, that investment like that, and that bank account like that.
Man, yeah, that's awful. What is something you wish more people understood about being homeless?
There's a lot of cons out here, like say I get beat up a lot and everything by people that are, but there is a legitimate situation sometimes. But
Yeah.
I would still have to say, to be, you know, just be to be careful. But you know, like I said, when I need help so badly myself right now.
Yeah.
But what I did was I went by what the Bible said, and so I went through to an orphanage, a Catholic orphanage, and I said, you know, I'm available to take a foster child in. You know, this is what I am.
That's shout out to you, man.
And so
Yeah.
what I did was what they usually gave me was a boy going into manhood that hadn't been adopted yet, and sometimes and I just that's where I had all success.
Man,
They all
that's
turned out to
amazing.
be really good.
That's awesome,
They're
man.
good
Shout out to
situations.
you, man, for doing big things. That's amazing. Is there a person or organization that has made a significant and or positive impact on your life since you've been out here? Like a church or something like that?
The most I've because I've always been sort of self-sufficient unit,
Oh,
self-sufficient situation. I haven't. I looked into all those situations, and I said, well, it's really not for me, because of my situation of being a victim of what I'm a victim of hampers them to help me. It creates obstacles for them to help me, because the situation with my ID, with the situations with my being victim of identity theft.
Mm-hmm.
And someone did a lot of bad things in my name. Even they went to jail, and they're in jail and with my name. But I'm out here,
Yeah,
and that's what the
that's horrible.
police said to me before. They said, "Well, what are you doing out here?" And then they did some checking, and they said, "Well, somebody's in jail with your name."
Oh my goodness.
And so
wow.
yeah, and everything. So, you know, and Social Security number, and all that kind of stuff. You know, one situation that helped out in the beginning, and that helped out. There was some hope. Was their birth date didn't match, and their
Oh,
Social
okay.
Security number
Yeah.
didn't match. But they were saying that at the address.
Okay.
Then later on, and so when there was some of then later on they started using my birth certificate, or my birth date, and my Social Security number, and that made things a lot worse. And that was a person that, whenever he wanted to do something, was supposed to, I heard through this investigation thing, to use
Yeah,
it.
that
He was
is-
supposed
that
to
is-
use
yeah. Yeah.
my stuff, my information all together the first time.
Yeah.
But he really didn't want to. He was being extorted to do that. So these people are extorting even others to do crime.
Yeah.
And that's something that a homeless person would be a victim of.
Okay.
Me, I just wish that I could, if I was getting I've been made to do some things and I've just kind of tried to run away or mess it up or something, or just act so stupid that they wouldn't even bother. They go get somebody else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awful. What are your hopes for the future?
Yeah, I'm sort of praying for the end of time. Yeah.
That's a good answer, man. Yeah. That's a good. That's different. A different answer. I gotta ask, man. What advice would you give someone going through a hard time?
Seek the Lord, and seek God, seek the Lord, and
That's a good one.
I mean, since I've been going through this, a lot of times, most of the time before, I had a Bible to pick up and look at it, and I used to. I know David wrote Psalms. It's a big section. So when you have a section, that much section of the Bible, there, I know he went through a lot of hard times, he went through a lot of things.
Yeah, for sure.
Good and bad. And so then, I read that during when I'm struggling, and I realize how much that he went through, and it helps me to
To get
you
through.
know, yeah, to get through.
All right. Yeah, that's awesome. What is a skill or talent you have that people might not expect?
Construction work.
Oh,
I've done a lot of
construction.
construction.
Yeah, you were
work,
saying that's awesome, man. And last but not least, but do you have a Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, or anything like that, just in case someone sees this and they might, be empathetic or compassionate to your situation? They might want to send you something.
Well, I have had, but right now I'm not working for anybody. I don't have a phone or anything like that.
Well, that's fine. Man, you've been a gentleman and a scholar. I really thank you for sitting down doing this street interview with me. If I ever see you again, man, and I probably will, if you're feeling up to it, do you mind us doing a part 2?
No, not at all.
All right, bud, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and I really appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right.